free.
This one for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan.
Free.
I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
The final thing, obviously, I want to talk about. All right, and this is a big discussion. Let's get it out now so we can figure this out. Yesterday, I streamed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth all day long. Okay, first stream, second stream, 5.5 hours of gameplay. Big new release. This game people have been waiting for a long time. Me too, I told you. This is one of my hyped, most hyped games of the year for me. I want to see what they do with the plot. I want to see what they're going to elaborate on and add extra content to. This portion of the game is arguably the best portion of the game. This open world part where you start exploring new places, right? You go to Cosmo Canyon. You go to the dungeon over there. You go to the Golden Saucer. That's really fun. You get to the Temple of the Ancients and all that. This is all some of the best parts, right? So I actually feel like this is going to be really good. A really good playthrough, right? But attendance is great. Engagement is meh. And here's what I'll say, meh. Some people are there and they're excited. And they're like, wow, it's a new game. And others, I hate to say it, you'll notice them every day now. They come in here and they're here literally just to crap on people, okay? Or crap on the game or crap on Bolt. They say everything is bad. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. They always say, this is boring, this is bad. They're here on purpose. You know, these aren't regular viewers. These aren't fans. These are people who don't like me. And so they come in here under the guise of, oh, I'm just a new viewer, a common viewer. And then you say, I hate it, 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 right? And they do it on purpose. They're trying to bring down the level of the stream so that people now will see people around them. Oh, why are people so annoyed and bored? Oh, I don't, you know, this is kind of a toxic atmosphere. It's done on purpose, okay? So I try to be nice. I try not to take action as soon as I see it. You know, you want to see if it's something legit or not. But you notice a pattern, and definitely yesterday, it was a huge pattern. There was a bunch of new people in the chat trying to bring down the streams, okay? And I'm not going to have it at this point. Like, if you don't like Final Fantasy VII, I get it. If you're just sitting in the stream dumping on the game saying, it's boring, I hate this, you're gone. There's no point in being here. You're gone. I'm going to kick you out. You know, people want to hang out and have a good time with the new game. They don't want to hear people say, I don't want this. Could you play Baldur's Gate 3? Could you play another game? Could you play Helldivers? Who's playing Helldivers? Never was that ever in my radar, nor is it a game that I'm going to play. I'm not interested. I'm not considering it. You sitting here saying play another game like Helldivers, you're an idiot. You're really wasting your own time and everyone's time. You stop and move on and go watch someone else play Helldivers, right? We're here to have a good time with the game that I'm playing, and it's a good game. So let's stop with the nonsense, right? So, FYI, I noticed that yesterday, and it was bringing down the vibe of the stream a bit, okay? And there were some other idiots who basically were doing something like this. Oh, you know, Phil's fan was so nice to buy him that wig. I wish he would just toss it on right now. I wish that he would do it for a lower amount. I wish that he would do this or that, you know. And it's like, the whole idea of putting on a hat or a wig or something, it's always been part of my streams for how many years now? Since 2020. 4 years, all right? You know how it works. You know that there's tiers. You know that there's things it's involved. It's a silly thing for incentive for people to support a stream, for me to do something silly like this, right? And by the way, YouTube loves picking a thumbnail of me holding this. Both videos yesterday that I put out with me holding the wig, this became the thumbnail. So it's probably going to do it again, okay? But anyway, like, this is nothing new. This is a common practice of any streamer to have goals and stuff, incentives, rewards on their streams. Everyone's okay with it. In fact, everyone was okay with it until yesterday, because yesterday people wanted to see me put on the silly wig. What didn't happen yesterday? A lot of support. The streams were slow. The first stream, we barely hit the tier 1 tips goal. The second stream, we didn't. We only made like 20 bucks, right? And everything else too, like some super chats, membership. I think we had 3 memberships all day, and super chats were just okay, but not great. It was like for a premiere of a new game, it was ridiculously slow. Like, we never have a premiere of a new game that's that slow, all right? So you got to wonder what happened. And I think, you know, I have a few theories that I think are pretty valid. I think, number one, there's just too many RPGs right now. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 for 2.5 months. I was playing Sea of Stars, and I put it on hiatus just to start playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, right? How many RPGs can possibly be supported at once? It's RPG overload. And by the way, I skipped a bunch. I skipped Persona 3. I skipped Grand Blue Fantasy. It's ridiculous. All right? Now, if you're an ultra fan of RPGs, that's one thing, but I'm a variety streamer. People like coming by DSP Gaming to see what Phil's up to today. Is he playing an RPG, or is he playing an action game, or is he playing a fighting game, or is he doing something random? They like that. That element is good, and it's good because we bring in a variety of people to these streams. I say we because I feel like it's us together. It's not the royal we. It's us together. It's a community effort, right? It really is. It's not just me doing this. It's me and all of you guys hanging out, having a good time together. That's what success really is. So quite frankly, I do feel like we are RPG'd out. And that's a shame because, number one, these RPGs are all lengthy and I'm not done with them yet. I can't just drop them or skip them because then everyone will complain that I've missed out on the biggest releases, right? That's number one. Number two, there's more coming. I know. And I'm going to be honest. Right now, as a result of this whole feeling of like RPG burnout, because there's just too many RPGs at once, I'm strongly considering skipping Dragon's Dogma 2. And I know that's sad because I like Dragon's Dogma 1. I was a champion for the game when a lot of people actually didn't like it as much. I thought Dragon's Dogma 1 was amazing. I played the crap out of it. And, you know, Dragon's Dogma 2 is right around the corner in 3 weeks. And now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't play it. Or maybe we should save it for later at a time when finally RPGs have calmed down. How am I going to be playing 4 RPGs at once, man? It's too much. And again, it's the industry has to start looking at itself instead of only living in like a tunnel, because that's what I feel like all these games are doing. These game developers are making a game and they live in a tunnel where they think their game is the only game being made, and it's not. You know, how many games these game developers just convinced themselves they were making the absolute best game out there and it was going to sell no matter what, and then they come out and it's like RPG, 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 RPG. What the hell? There's too many. They're too long, too many, too similar, right? How many can you stand? I like RPGs, and I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm getting burnt out on them now. And that's crazy for me because I'm the kind of guy that, like, usually I can play all these, but this is like RPG overload, man. Like, we're all going to get tired of them. And that's the worst thing that could happen is you don't want to play any more of something you like because you're so tired. It would be like if every day you're eating a new burger. Today, you ate a Five Guys burger. Tomorrow you ate an In-N-Out burger. Then you ate a Burger King burger. Then you ate a McDonald's burger. Then you ate a The Habit burger. Then you ate a Red Robin burger. Even though they're all different kinds of burgers, eventually you're going to get tired of burgers. You want something else. You can't just keep doing the same thing every day. You're fucking tired of that shit. And that's what I feel like. It's getting ridiculous now with these RPGs. So, yeah, I'm honestly thinking that we need to start moving on from this and do variety stuff. The question is what? The good news is later this month there is variety. We've got the Star Wars Battlefront collection coming out around the middle of March. That's completely different. And it's a classic tried and true series that was super duper good back in the day. Even if I only play it for random multiplayer, I think it's still going to be fun for variety purposes. And then you've got Rise of the Ronin, which feels to me like it's going to be something refreshing and different. It's combat, it's stealth, it's ninja style. When I say ninja style, it's actually a samurai style stuff, right? It's going to be fun. I feel something different to break all this up and not just be an RPG. So we've got variety coming. And what I really need to do is I do need to sit down and I need to look at everything else coming out in the schedule because I haven't done that in a long time. And I think that we're going to do that likely around the same time that we do my birthday event in early April. So about 1 month from now, we're going to probably sit down and do a birthday marathon. And we'll probably go through the entire schedule of games coming out and pick out the ones that I'm interested in and you're interested in seeing me play. And that'll give us a better idea of the landscape of what we'll be doing for the next several months. Okay. But yeah, like right now, I actually am starting to really significantly think that Dragon's Dogma 2 is a bad idea. That the timing is just not right. It's too much already in the RPG landscape and another one on top. Even though Dragon's Dogma 2 is very different. It's action-based. It's a lot of climbing on enemies and hitting weak points in an action-based environment similar to, say, like, you ever seen Shadow of the Colossus? So think of that just on a much smaller scale. You know, there's big monsters, but you climb them, you're hitting them in weak points with magic and attacks. It's neat. Like, I really liked Dragon's Dogma 1, but, again, RPG, leveling, party members, fantasy. It's like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Like, I know that Rise of the Ronin is listed as an action RPG, but I'm telling you, if you look at it, it doesn't nearly look like what you're thinking is an action RPG. Like, they say that Dark Souls is an action RPG. Do you really think Dark Souls is an RPG in the vein of what we're playing right now? Of course not. You see, it's different. So, anyway, that's what I'm talking about here. Like, I think we might have to. But now, I guess we'll talk about that, all right? Over the course of this month. We still have 3 weeks to figure this out, okay? But yesterday was the big premiere day for Final Fantasy VII, and the support was really slow for a new release. And it's like, if that was day one of this game, is this going to be representative of how it's going to be every day when I play this game now? And if that's the case, that's not good. You know, I've already explained to you guys, I'm hurting bad right now. Financially, I took a big hit. And now what's going to happen is around the third week of this month when I get paid by YouTube, my pay is going to be way lower than what I usually make. And it's because all my memberships went away. Like, no exaggeration, it's a ton of lost revenue. And other things as well that factored in, because in the month of February, there were no real new releases. You know, Tekken 8, Like a Dragon, they're good games, but they didn't catch on. And because of that, everything kind of stagnated in February. And that's, listen, I'm not complaining. I still had a great time in February. I think we all did. But we're looking for new stuff now, right? We want people to come in and check out the new stuff, and there has to be new stuff. That's not just another RPG that feels the samey thing again. You know what I mean? So right now, this is the worst possible time for me to have low support on a brand new release, and it happened. It's like, well, nothing I can do about it now, you know? So here's the deal, all right? You know, Baldur's Gate 3, we're in Act 3. We actually started Act 3. We're about 10 hours into it now. And we're in Baldur's Gate. We're unlocking quests. We're doing all this stuff. And every time I play Baldur's Gate, we've gotten great support, right? It cannot be denied. Even though, definitely, the viewership on the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough has dripped dramatically. You know, when I started with Baldur's Gate 3, we were getting thousands of people. Now, you could barely get 300 on a video, right? But it's because it's a 102-part playthrough and continuing. So, the thing is, though, I'm getting support for it. And what we might have to do, my original plan was that I wanted to play the living heck out of Final Fantasy VII. Because I wanted to get as far as I could in the game before new games came out. Before Rise of the Ronin and before Dragon's Dogma 2. But if we're seriously considering skipping, say, Dragon's Dogma 2, then maybe it's not that big of a deal. And I don't need to rush Final Fantasy VII as much. Right? If that's the case. So really, if that is the case, maybe I should split it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should split it and we should be more evenly balanced and alternate streams. One stream Final Fantasy VII, one stream Baldur's Gate 3. One stream Final Fantasy VII, one stream Baldur's Gate 3. Because right now, like this week, I was going to play 17 hours of Final Fantasy VII. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe what I should do is do an extra stream of Baldur's Gate 3 this week, and then just go back and forth between the two. You know what I mean? So, let's see what happens. All right? Here's the deal. I'm not changing the schedule right now over the weekend. Today, Saturday, and Sunday are going to remain the same no matter what. The first day that we'll consider changing the schedule will be Monday. So let's now get into this segment of the stream where I talk about this. So, let's do the schedule. Today, more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, for sure. Let's explore this first open world area now. We got to get a Chocobo. We were working on that. And then somehow we got distracted. But we've talked to Chadley, and Chadley's going to unlock the map areas for us. This should be a fun stream with 3 hours of exploration of the first major area of the game. Questing, items, boss fights, etc. Let's see what's in the environment. Okay?